hit that subscribe button before we get into this story. She glanced at me across the kitchen counter, her phone halfway tucked behind her coffee mug, and said with a little laugh, "It's just a girls' weekend. Don't make it into something dramatic." And I wanted to take her at her word. I genuinely did, but there was this casual, almost scripted tone in her voice, like I was hearing a door quietly click shut. "I'm Ethan. I'm 38, married 7 years to Claire. She's magnetic, the type who lights up every room without effort. She thrives in crowds, in noise, and attention. Me, I've never needed all that to feel whole. For a long time, I thought those differences balanced us out. Maybe they used to, but lately, our home felt less like a life together and more like a quiet waiting room. Our conversations became nothing more than schedules, bills, groceries, Pilates classes, never anything that actually mattered. Anytime I tried to open up for real, she'd just offer that soft smile and tell me I was overthinking again. So when she casually mentioned a lake weekend with her friends, I didn't push back at first, but something twisted inside me. Maybe it was the way her phone suddenly stayed face down. Maybe it was the little private grin she checked her messages with. Or maybe it was just intuition whispering while logic slept. Friday morning, her bag was already waiting by the front door. She kissed my cheek, said "Don't wait up," and walked out, her carefree laugh fading down the street. I just stood there staring at the door long after she was gone. The silence felt like something new was being born. By evening, the unease crashed hard. I opened her laptop, a boundary I hadn't crossed for years. Maybe I wanted proof I was overreacting. Maybe I needed reassurance I was just being paranoid. Her browser was still logged in. Group chat, lake trip, inside jokes, emojis, normal enough, but one thread stood apart from someone named Mark. Mark, no guilt this time. Claire, don't start. It's just a weekend. Mark, sure. Same cabin. Same bed. Claire, don't be dramatic. I froze. Those plain, cold words hollowed me out instantly. I didn't scroll any further. I didn't have to. That single line said everything. I just sat there, time dissolving around me. When I finally moved, it wasn't fury that pushed me. It was clarity. I didn't call. I didn't text. Instead, I opened the drawer where I had saved every handwritten note she'd ever left me. Love you. Miss you. Can't wait for dinner. I stacked them neatly beside her favorite mug, and I left a note of my own. It's just the end. Relax. That night, I slept deeper than I had in months. Not peacefully, just empty like a storm finally losing its voice. Saturday passed. No messages. Sunday afternoon, she walked back in. Same bag, same perfume, same airy smile. "You didn't even text me once," she said. "That's not like you." I nodded. I didn't want to be dramatic. Her face flickered. She gave this tiny, confused laugh. "You're acting strange. Everything all right?" "Yes." I stayed calm. But inside, I was already gone. She went upstairs to unpack. Her phone buzzed on the counter. The preview lit up. Mark. Did he suspect anything? She hesitated just a fraction too long before flipping her phone over. And that's when I understood she wasn't afraid of losing me. She was just afraid of getting caught. That isn't love. That's fear. She came back down, humming like nothing happened. Toss her bag by the stairs. "You didn't even ask about my trip," she said. "Fun." I asked lightly. "Just what I needed. We stayed up late, laughed, talked. You would have hated it." Her smile didn't reach her eyes. "Good," I replied. "I'm glad you got what you needed." She frowned. "What is that supposed to mean?" "Exactly what it sounds like." She waited, expecting me to explode, but I didn't, and that silence shook her more than yelling ever could. "You're seriously mad about a weekend?" she asked. "You always make up these stories." "I'm not mad," I said quietly. "I'm done." She laughed, short and sharp. "Done with what?" "With pretending we're okay." Her whole body stiffened. "Ethan, you're overreacting." "Maybe, but I'd rather overreact to lies and underreact to disrespect." "What are you even talking about?" I nodded toward the counter. She picked up the envelope. She read my note. Twice. Then looked at me. "Where did you see it?" she whispered. "Does it matter?" She didn't deny it. She didn't even fight it. She just deflated and said softly, "It didn't mean anything." I almost laughed. Nothing ever means anything. Until it does. She started crying, the kind born from fear, not remorse. And in that moment I realized how many times I mistook those tears for love. "I made a mistake," she said. "I was lonely. You've been distant." "Lonely?" I repeated. "I was here every night. You're the one who stopped seeing me." She reached for my hand. I stepped back, not in anger, in instinct. Like touching a flame, you've already burned yourself on way too many times. "I can fix this," she whispered. "We can talk. Therapy, anything." I shook my head. "You wanted freedom. You called it Girls' Weekend. But really it was a test drive. You already know what it feels like without me." "You're really leaving?" she asked. "I already left." Her eyes flicked upstairs. "You packed?" "No," I said gently. "You did. Every time you lied. Every time you dismissed my feelings. Every time you told me I was dramatic." She didn't have a single word left. I grabbed my jacket and walked out. The night air was cold, but cleaner than anything I'd breathed in months. "What am I supposed to tell people?" she called after me. "Tell them the truth," I said. "You wanted space. You finally got it." I drove until the highway lights turned into blurry streaks. Ended up at a cheap motel, buzzing vending machines, flickering neon sign. Staring at her name on my phone. For a moment, I almost answered. Then I remembered Mark's message. "Don't be dramatic." I didn't reply. I opened the window instead and let the night wind fill the room. "It's just the end," I whispered. "Relax." A month later, divorce papers arrived. She barely fought it. Maybe she thought time would soften me. But some wounds don't need time to heal, just clarity. I wasn't angry anymore. I was thankful, because losing somebody isn't always a tragedy. Sometimes it's the confirmation that you finally value yourself. So if she ever wonders why I never look back, I hope she remembers her own words. It's just a weekend with friends. That weekend cost her everything.